We believe it's time, or we think the forward role is about reconnecting to what it means to be a human being. As opposed to be driven by ego and greed, we want to be driven by clarity, compassion, and choice. As opposed to disconnect ourselves from nature, we want to live in harmony with nature. We, the young generation, came here today with a manifesto to the Copenhagen conference coming up. Please choose, ladies and gentlemen, to receive this manifesto with compassion, delivered from one group of human beings to another group of human beings.
We, the young adults, demand that the leaders of nations and corporations do not justify the emissions caused by their acts, but create policies for the benefit of all.
We, the young adults, demand that developed countries assist developing countries in adapting to climate change, and that a global, effective, renewable energy fund is created.
We, the young adults, demand that climate refugees must be given the same legal status as all any refugee.
We, the young adults, demand that climate awareness must be part of every school curriculum.
We, the young adults, demand that negotiations should be viewed on a collaborative online media to complete openness and transparency.
We, the young adults, demand that it be a human right not to suffer from climate change-related disasters.
We, the young adults, demand that the Kyoto commitments actually be met and that the Copenhagen Agreement should drive fundamental systemic change.
We, the young adults, demand that the Copenhagen Conference will meet all the agreements and the needs of all.
We, the young adults, demand that we all move beyond self-interested concepts of nationalism to an integrated vision of one system, Earth.
1986 Benin, take.
1983 Chile, take.
1980 Kenya, take.
1981 Switzerland, tick.
1984 India, tick.
1986 Yemen, tick.
1983 Sweden, tick.
Just think, thank you. Just think what could be done since we were born.
Somalia has been hit by conflict, droughts, inflation, high cost of food. Families are stressed, they're having to beg, to live on charity and depend on the World Food Programme for assistance.
Shabang imanda hai. Dia mo ko ba ni sa tala dito? Kabar na may hay. Awar ka jaway sinuway.
What could the world have done in the years since those 7 young adults were born? And will the world, specifically, will the leaders at Copenhagen, listen to those many demands that they put forward? Is that the way to make sure that Copenhagen gives results? This is what Shruti from India said. We want Copenhagen to give us results, which Kyoto didn't. How to make that happen? Well, that is the subject of our next debate, and we have some great panelists for you. Please come on up. Achim Steiner, who runs the UN's Environment Programme. Where are you? Please come on up to the stage. José María Figueres, Olsen, former President of Costa Rica. Come on up. Kumi Naidoo, I saw you somewhere at the back of the hall. Chair of the Global, the front of the hall even. Chair of the Global Campaign for Climate Action. Now we're just waiting for Achim Steiner. Are you in there somewhere? Do we have a no-show? Has he been delayed by lunch? We're going to put out the word and make sure that he joins us up here. Why are they here with us? Well, the theme for this debate is leadership for Copenhagen. Someone who knows all about leadership is the former president of Costa Rica, outspoken, hugely outspoken on the issue of climate change, knows what it's like to be in that position of having to make difficult decisions, which have a long-term horizon. Whether or not you're going to be re-elected, you have to make some painful decisions. Those are the things that the leaders are going to have to decide in Copenhagen. Someone who knows all about how to push leaders into doing things they may not be so very comfortable with, Kumi Naidoo, campaigner extraordinaire. Over the last couple of days, I've been asking people, what do you want to see coming out of the Copenhagen negotiations? And over again, I keep hearing leadership. And I'm thinking, is this code for something? What does that mean, leadership? So that's where I want to start this debate. And I'm going to ask you, José María, first. What does it mean to you when people say we want to see leadership in Copenhagen?
Michelle, I think it means coming out with a very high-quality agreement and not something that's mediocre, and I want to come back to that. But on the issue of leadership, I cannot begin in very short seconds without addressing Kofi, because he is the quintessential leader. There are many people that go into public service and many people that go into politics and make politics an 8 to 9 job. Kofi went into public service. There are fewer people that come out with a recognition and understanding that the SG, yes, the Secretary General, always the Secretary General, did after his life at the United Nations. And there are even fewer, you can count them with 1, maybe 2 fingers on your hand, of those leaders that reinvent themselves into global leaders from a different viewpoint and standpoint and continue with their degree of humanity, but also their degree of humility to continue to contribute to global causes. Thank you, Kofi. Let me define leadership in 3 ways, if I may, very rapidly. The first one, I think, is we have a responsibility to ensure that we are understanding the full dimension of the task that we have before us. For the almost 200,000 years that we have been on this planet, we have always grown and developed, or almost always, coupled with carbon emissions. So what we are now talking about, achieving an agreement at Copenhagen, is continuing to grow and fulfill the aspirations of development and well-being of our peoples while we decouple from carbon emissions.
You can't let the mic decouple from your mouth, though, José María.